Hello and a warm welcome to all attendees joining today's webinar, Lift Your Applications into the Cloud. In this webinar, we would like to answer the most important questions about Oracle Cloud Services and support it here by Oracle's Technology Services and Cloud Platform EMEA team. We're very happy about that. It's Sasha Thunder, and it's a pleasure for me to moderate and take you through a quick tour through today's session. We are very happy to welcome Phil Hardy, Director Cloud ISV Business Development, Oracle, to join and share with us their experience and a couple of use cases about Oracle Cloud. After Phil's session, we will hand over to my colleague Stefan LaRocca, Consulting Manager at pitts. Well, in Oracle's portfolio, the services for platforms, databases, Java, and mobile are of special interest to software development in general. In Stefan's session, we will explore these services in more detail, and we will present ways in which pitts.con not only can support technical modernization, but also the calculation of costs. We will talk about new methods of software development and share ideas and motivation for cloud service, offering entirely new possibilities. Well, gentlemen, thanks that you're with us. Phil, Stefan, I hope that you can hear me well. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, everything okay. I'm just looking forward.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
So to all the audience, some technical information as always right from the beginning to minimize sound problems. All attendees' mics are set on mute during the presentation, but of course you will have the possibility to ask all of your questions by chat to any dedicated topics coming up during the presentation from Phil or Stefan. So you please use, therefore, then the featured chat question at the GoToWebMeeting application. You'll find this in the right bar of this app. So please feel free to log in all your questions during the presentations to be discussed and answered in a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So at this point, I would take a chance to give a quick update about pitts.con, that we are around since '99, so we are in business since 17 years now. Pitts is working globally directly from our headquarters here in Germany with 2 locations. We're targeting UK market with Pitts Limited out of Twickenham, and for the Americas with a daughter company Pitts LLC out of Troy, Michigan. Well, moreover, we collaborate in various regions with dedicated and certified Pitts partners, providing our solution and expert services in their countries, backed by Pitts directly. We are a team of 80 experts. Right now we are a leading provider of tools for Oracle Forms. We work successfully with hundreds of companies internationally. We're performing forms modernization, analysis, ongoing development based on our solution. We are a long-standing Oracle partner. We are a preferred migration partner. We're doing beta testing that enables us also include in our solution very fast any functionality required by latest versions or releases provided by Oracle. We are very busy in the Forms community, joining directly or together with partners a lot of events. We run a lot of presentations, so whenever you have a chance to join an on-site event, take a look for Pitts. We would be happy to welcome you at one of our stands. And you see the one for hard Oracle applications. We are a provider of a very known tool. It's called pitts.con. So whenever website documentation, you find this wheel here. It's the tool pitts.con, and depending on customer premises, we are providing not only a one-time disposable product, but a short and long-term and multifunctionality tool. Focus is to reduce cost, to improve development processes, and further application maintenance. And therefore, our solution offers a huge stack of functionality, and it's known as an very innovative product for analyzing, for maintaining forms and Oracle applications, and even supporting the evolvements of these applications to the latest Oracle stack. So our experience is Forms since more than 22 years, starting with Forms 2.0. Of course, we are experienced with service-oriented architecture, with web services, with people, BPM. More than 8 years, we are doing ADF projects. We have done a lot of successful ADF migration projects. And of course, mobile is a topic that we care about. We ran successful mobile projects for scanner for handhelds, but also care about the mobile application framework. And we talk about cloud, of course, and this is something that follows now the route, our approach in the market as experienced provider of a solution. And we're very happy now to welcome, I'm happy to hand over to Phil and share Oracle's experience, some more information, detailed information. Few seconds, Phil, I'd to give the audience from that emphasizes again that our product is not on PowerPoint only. We have a lot of very happy customers around the globe, whether in EMEA, whether in Middle East, North Africa, and the Americas. All of these customers have one thing in common: they forms and also new technologies that we talk about that bring benefits to our customers, staying in the Oracle technology track. And well, you see you're in good company using Forms, and also lift up this applications to a cloud. And now we start with Phil. Right now I would like to hand over to him. Look forward to an presentation. So hold on, Phil. You get the moderator rights in a few seconds. So you have the moderator rights.
Thank you very much, Sasha. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, lovely. Right, so let's pull up my presentation and go for this. Okay, so thank you very much for the introduction, Sasha, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. My name is Phil Hardy. I am part of a small global team within Oracle who is responsible for the promotion and evangelization of the Oracle Public Cloud to our ISV and software vendor customers. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to talk to you, and I thank our great partner pitts for inviting me onto this call. So what I'm going to do is give you a high-level overview of the Oracle Cloud portfolio and talk about some use cases we have and talk about some programs we have for independent software vendors. Every presentation with Oracle starts with this kind of slide. It says that if we talk about product dates and things may change, so just be aware. Thank you. So, Oracle Cloud Platform Strategy. Oracle has a, excuse me, I apologize. Oracle has a strategy to take all of its current services and products and offer them to their customer base in the form of a cloud offering. And we segregate our products into four key areas, starting at the top, data as a service, then followed by software as a service, things such as our ERP, our customer experience, our CRM, our sales cloud type of offerings. They are what we offer as a software as a service to our customers. And underneath that are the two areas for which I and the rest of my team are responsible around the world, which is our platform as a service offering and our infrastructure as a service offering. And through those platform and infrastructure offerings, we are able to take Oracle's database and middleware technology software products and offer them to our customers and partners anywhere in the world via the public internet, hence the name of the Oracle Public Cloud. Sorry, Sasha, I can hear some horrible noise in the background. Can you hear me clearly?
Everything okay? It's very good.
Okay.
Everything okay?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's just there was a real bad noise. I apologize for that. Okay, so I'll continue. So to offer our platform, our products and services via the Oracle Public Cloud to anywhere in the world. And the linking factors in our cloud platform, the commonality in our cloud platform is that we have a design, an engineering intention, and the practical delivery of offering our customers exactly the same architecture, the same standards, and the same products, and the same interface, whether they are using those products on-premise or in the Oracle Public Cloud. So, for instance, if you are using Database 11g at the moment on-premise, you and your developers, when they start to use that in the Oracle Public Cloud, will see an identical offering, an identical interface, an identical architecture. There is no need for any training. There is no need for any relearning or repurposing of your people. Everything will be identical between on-premise and in the cloud. And the other aspect to this is that we offer our customers the capability to transparently take their workloads that are currently working on their premises and move them into the public cloud, and equally the reverse of that. So they can take anything they're running in the public cloud and move it into an on-premise environment. So our customers, our partners have the ultimate choice and flexibility of how and where they run their Oracle products, whether it's on-premise, in the cloud, or as most people do, a combination of both, a hybrid computing environment of on-premise and cloud. So that is the underpinning factors of our cloud strategy. We have a very broad portfolio. I've been with Oracle now for almost 6 months, and I have to say that I can see the rate of change and the rate of innovation is very rapid. We are introducing new products, we have a clear roadmap for the future, and we are bringing new features to our products on a very regular basis. So what you see today and what you see in 1 year's time will be different. We are adding and bringing new value to our customers on an almost weekly basis. So you will be prepared to see some very positive changes and positive new announcements from Oracle in the near future. I've lost count of the number of products we have. I believe it is around 35 to 40 products that we have, and as I say, we are introducing new ones on a regular basis. We break those products down into 8 key areas. Without going into great detail, you can read the slides, and the slides will be made available to you, but we have our data management portfolio, and that contains the database for which we are very well renowned, and within there we have our we have our big data offerings, and we will be introducing a NoSQL into that, and we have a backup service, and also very importantly for performance matters, we have our Exadata high performance, high availability database available as a cloud service now. So again, we've got a very strong and very deep data management portfolio. We have our application development portfolio, which contains our Java development tools, our WebLogic tools, and all of those development-related tools within that environment. It's a very important one in there. We have mobile in there, and Sasha has spoken about mobile, and Stefan will be talking in more detail about mobile. It's a very important tool for pitts to do. We have our integration tools, which allow people to bring applications together and work seamlessly between applications. Golden Gate for transferring data into our databases, and again we have a separate mobile portfolio which includes our mobile and integration tools there, and also our Internet of Things type of offerings where we can collect data from a variety of devices and bring them back into the Oracle Public Cloud. We have our business analytics, that involves our BI tools, our business intelligence tools, data visualization, and various other Internet of Things type of offerings there. Our content and process tools there, so our document and social cloud tools. We will be introducing a full identity management portfolio starting in the next quarter. Just by the way, just to bring to your attention, the dates shown here are Oracle's fiscal year. So when you see Q4 FY16, that means this current quarter, which ends at the end of May. Q1 FY17 starts on June the 1st, so we are 7 months offset from the calendar year. So our identity tools, our big data tools, and our NoSQL database will be introduced in the next 3-month period. Okay, so again, a very strong and deep portfolio of platform as a service. So many of our ISV partners are taking some or a few of these offerings that they've currently or previously been using in the cloud, previously been using on-premise, and now working with them in the cloud and building their applications on top of that, and then going on to deliver their applications to their customers in a software as a service model. And underpinning our platform as a service offering, we have our infrastructure as a service platform as well. And within there, we have 3 categories: storage, compute, and network. And this is where, for instance, you can create virtual machines and run various either Oracle or non-Oracle workloads on our compute instances. We have different shapes and sizes of those, different processor sizes, different memory sizes in there to allow our customers flexibility. We offer Oracle Linux, we offer a variety of other Linux operating systems, and we recently introduced the Microsoft operating system. So now, as a customer, you can run your Oracle workloads, your non-Oracle workloads, .NET, Microsoft-related applications on the Oracle public cloud. We also have our storage, and in there we have 3 types of storage. We have block storage, file storage, and deep archive storage, so very low-cost deep archiving storage. And again, we also have our networking capability, and in there we have VPN capabilities and fast data transfer capabilities to give a dedicated high bandwidth the ability to transfer lots of data into the public cloud and equally out of the public cloud. So that is, in a nutshell, is our Oracle Cloud portfolio. I want to talk about a few use cases that some of our ISVs and many of our customers are using around the world. And one of the most common use cases or workloads that we have, and in fact many cloud vendors have the same, is application development and testing. I'm sure you are all familiar with the process of an on-premises test and dev environment, where you have to procure hardware, you have to first of all specify, you have to order, you have to wait for delivery, you have to then bring the machine up to latest patch and operating system levels. You then have to load your application on there, and then you do your testing, all of which takes time, significant time, and of course significant cost. And using the Oracle public cloud, so either our database offering or our infrastructure offering or our WebLogic and Java cloud services, you can bring up an Oracle platform within a matter of minutes. You can load on your application, you can run your tests and either pass or fail those tests, and if you fail, you can go back and redevelop and retest again very quickly. And when you have completed your testing, you can simply switch off the instances so that you are no longer paying for them, and that gives you very much more flexibility. It increases time to market for you, it increases agility, and it lowers costs for your development environment. So a lot of our customers are seeing improved time to markets as a consequence of this. And very importantly, you do not have to have either new people doing this or learn new skills. You can simply take the existing skills that you have, having done this previously on-premise with the Oracle platform, the Oracle Red Stack, and do exactly the same thing with exactly the same interface, the same performance on the Oracle public cloud. So it is a really common and very simple use case which many of our customers are using. And we have a couple of public references for this. Frontiers is a US company. They offer an Internet of Things connectivity solution, and they monitor and control and collect data from a lot of equipment around the world. They needed a cloud platform which would allow them to do a larger scaling of their Infinity solution, and they wanted to use all of the investment they had in their Oracle database and their WebLogic servers. So they used the Oracle Database Cloud and the Java clouds to expand that development capacity, to evaluate new features in a very simple and quick fashion, and they used it to accelerate the release of their products. After the webinar, I will make available to Pitts some more information about these reference cases, so you can go out and check out these, look at videos, and understand exactly what the customers did and the benefits they gained from using the Oracle Public Cloud. A second use case we get a lot is new application developments. So we now increasingly see our ISV partners starting to move from their more traditional method of delivering their solutions to the customers. Instead of delivering either a CD with a software load or an electronic download and having the customers load the software onto their own hardware and having to control the revision levels of that and making sure everything remains at a constant level, many people are now developing their applications on the Oracle Public Cloud and then starting to deliver those out as a software as a service model to their customers. So what it does, it allows them to take advantage of the speed at which you can access the Oracle Public Cloud, the speed at which you can bring up instances, the speed at which you can develop and test, and then using that cloud to scale and deliver those solutions on a software as a service basis to their customers. So this is something that our customers, our ISV partners, are starting to use on a much more frequent basis. And within the public cloud, we've got many capabilities. We've got multi-tenancy, for instance. So actually we have choice. You can have single tenancy and multi-tenancy. So if you want to be the sole user of, for instance, a compute instance or a sole user of a database instance, you can have that. Or if you are happy to be part of a multi-tenant environment, you can get access to smaller granular levels of capability and take advantage of the cost savings associated with that. We offer mobility platforms again, so we can provide tools to develop in iOS or in Android and other operating systems and take data from different applications and feed them out to your mobile platforms. And again, Stefan will be talking about that in a bit more detail following my session. And we also have in-memory processing to allow very high performance, very high speed analysis of data. So why spend the time, the money, and the resource on provisioning and running hardware? Why not just specialize in doing what it is your company does best, which is develop software applications on the Oracle Public Cloud and then distribute them via the Oracle Public Cloud in a SaaS model. And we have here an example of a Dutch company in this case, Bacrology, based in Amsterdam, I believe, and they are a consulting company with a lot of expertise in the Oracle database and Java solutions. They needed a cloud-based platform for a standard-based development, which allowed them to develop a new set of analytics capabilities in the cloud. So they were using the Oracle BI services, and using those BI services on the cloud, they were able to develop a very rapid new application and to deploy that at a very large scale across the world. There is a very good video that goes with this that explains what they're doing with some good understanding of the use case. So again, I will share that link with Pitts afterwards, and they can share it with you, the audience. Another use case that our customers are increasingly using is to extend their application into the Oracle SaaS offerings. So for example, our customer experience, our human capital management, our ERP, and our Oracle Fusion Sales Cloud, they are taking their application and using the APIs available in the Oracle SaaS platform and the APIs in the Oracle public cloud platforms. They are taking data backwards and forwards between our SaaS offerings and their applications so that they can share and put a front end or a back end onto those to offer added functionality to their customers who are using the Oracle SaaS platforms. And again, this is something we are seeing a lot of, and the underpinning factor to this again is that the Oracle SaaS platform and the Oracle Public Cloud platform are built on the same technologies with the same standards again, so it is a simple integration process for them to do so. And we also have the Oracle Cloud Marketplace, which is a tool for our partners to, when they have built their application, they can place it on the Oracle Cloud Marketplace so that other people using the Oracle SaaS can see their applications and provide a commercial window for them. So I will talk a little bit more about the Oracle Cloud Marketplace towards the end of my presentation. So we have an example here from EasyTone in China, and they provide an online payment solution for the gambling or the casino and gaming industry at least. They required a scalable and reliable platform so that they could test their transactional applications that integrated the Oracle Sales Cloud. So using the Oracle Cloud database and the Java Cloud services, they were now able to build out their SaaS extension to the Oracle Sales Cloud, and they placed it onto the Oracle Cloud Marketplace. So I was checking this morning. Anybody who wants to have a front end onto the Oracle Sales Cloud can download the EasyTone application from our Oracle Cloud Marketplace. And you, as ISVs out there in the audience, if you develop any applications, you can also put your application onto the Oracle Cloud Marketplace. And last but not least, application migration. I said at the beginning, our aim is to make it a seamless migration from the customer's data center into the cloud, and equally back again from the cloud into the customer's data center, so that our customers can take their Java apps, which are running on the WebLogic Java servers, or their databases running on the Oracle Database Server, and migrate them over to the Oracle Cloud. It's the same technology underpinning them, and importantly now, also we can take the non-Java applications and run them onto the Oracle Public Cloud using our infrastructure, compute, and storage services. So, for instance, today, if you have a .NET environment, you can take that now and migrate that over onto a compute instance and a storage instance in the Oracle Public Cloud, and it will run on the same platform as your database and your Java apps. So this is a seamless transition from data center to cloud and cloud back to data center as the customer chooses. There are no prerequisites here. The customer can choose what he leaves on premise and what he moves to the cloud, and the choice is entirely theirs. So this gives you the ability to modernize your platform. So if you have redundant hardware, for instance, in your customer data center, you can simply take those applications and move them into the Oracle Cloud without having to bother about replacing the hardware back in your data center. So again, there will be cost savings associated with that, economies of scale associated with that, and there will be performance and scalability benefits associated, or agility benefits associated with that. So again, we have a customer, Flexagon, in the United States, and they offer a DevOps platform which allows their customers to do rapid app development and deploy them across on-premises and cloud. So they needed to have a rapidly scaling and capability to deploy that broadly, and also they needed to make sure they still were able to continue using their previous investments in the Oracle Cloud, but saving them costs at the same time. So they were able to migrate their applications over to the Oracle Cloud and didn't require any architectural application code changes, so a simple lift and shift from the data center onto the Oracle Database Cloud and the Java Cloud Services. So there are some brief examples of use cases. And now I want to talk a little bit about some of the programs that Oracle have available for their ISV, their independent software vendor partners. Hopefully these will be of interest to some of you on this webinar. So we often talk to customers who are at the very start of the journey to the cloud. They know that eventually they will have to start moving some of their applications into the cloud, but they don't quite know where they are and how much work is involved in doing that. So to assist them in this, Oracle have developed with an independent consultancy, a company called Montclair Advisors based out of San Francisco, using their many years of experience in the software and cloud industries, and using some of our background in the cloud industry and software, we've developed an online assessment tool called the Oracle Cloud Assessment, the OCA, the Oracle Online Cloud Assessment, Online Cloud Assessment. And this is a web-based tool, and any of you on this call can access this tool. We can provide the link for you to do so. You simply go onto the tool, and I think it takes something like 45 minutes to 1 hour to do, and it will ask you several questions around 5 key areas of your business, around your cloud strategy, i.e. what it is you think you want to do with the cloud. It will ask you what you are, what kind of products you have and how you want to deliver those products. It will talk about your marketing and sales organizations and your operations capabilities and some of your customer wins and losses, so that we can get, so Montclair can get a good understanding of your company business. And the output of this is a report. It's quite a graphical report, as you can see. It's a numerically based report. So what we do is we score your business based upon the answers you give on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 means that you are not ready for the journey to the cloud, and 5 means that you are absolutely ready for the cloud and should, if you haven't done so, do so now. And this report will give you a whole lot of data underneath that to help you shape your strategy and shape your journey to the cloud. So I would strongly recommend that you take the time to go on to the online cloud assessment, the OCA, and get a report for your company and see how you look on your potential for the journey to the cloud. So please take the time to do so if you can. And I mentioned this already, but I will mention it again, the Oracle Cloud Marketplace. This is a part of our business and a part of our offering to our ISV partners, which is becoming more and more important. As we get more and more partners developing applications on the public cloud, some of them want to reach out to a wider marketplace. So what the Oracle Cloud Marketplace does, it gives Oracle's partners the chance to list and promote their cloud-based applications that either extend, integrate, or build on Oracle's public cloud services, and put it into a marketplace where Oracle's customers can discover those applications and download them and start to use them. So there is a commercial model associated with this. There is a free service associated with this. So if you have an application you want other people to see, please investigate publishing it on the Oracle Cloud Marketplace, and you will get a much wider audience for your applications. Also very important, and something that we are strongly committed to, is we like our customers to have the ability to try the Oracle Cloud Platform before they buy it, or before they decide to buy it or not. and so we offer free cloud trials for the majority or for a large number of our platform as a service offerings, and also for our infrastructure as a service offerings. So for instance, if you want to get your development teams to try out the Java Cloud Services or the Oracle database, you can do so by simply applying for a free cloud trial. It takes a day or so for it to be provisioned for you, and you get the keys to go, and you can then run up a trial, try it out, run workloads on there, do what you wish with it, and at the end of the 30 days, you can also, so it's a 30-day trial, at the end of those 30 days, you can either extend that cloud trial for a further 30 days, and then at the end of that additional 30 days, the cloud trial will be switched off unless you either convert it to a paying account, or you can take a snapshot and store the image of the work you've done into the Oracle Public Cloud for use at a later stage. But this is a very valuable tool, and when you start an Oracle Public Cloud trial, free cloud trial, you have access to pre-sales and online training and technical resources via various chat facilities. So it's a very powerful tool, and we are getting a very large uptake on this. So I would recommend anybody who's interested, please take the time to try our services and see how you get along with them. And please feel free to do so and ask any questions you have. And last but not least, I want to talk about our cloud commercial models for independent software vendors. So today, our predominant commercial model for ISVs using the cloud platform is to have a direct sale to them of the Oracle Cloud platform. We require our ISVs to sign two documents. One is the Oracle Cloud Services Agreement, which will allow them to utilize the Oracle Cloud Services for internal test and development purposes, and if they then wish to start to deliver those solutions to their customers in a software as a service model, and build on top of, so build their intellectual property on top of the Oracle PaaS or infrastructure platform, we will require them to sign an ISV amendment to the Oracle Cloud Services Agreement, which will then allow them to transfer the user right out to their end users. And we also ask that you fill out a registration form for each of the applications that you are running on the Oracle Public Cloud, so that we understand the IP that you have based upon our cloud. So this is a very simple transactional basis, and we would recommend you to start this process as soon as possible if you wish to start to use the Oracle Public Cloud. So I've reached the end of my allotted time, and I would like to say thank you very much for listening. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. I guess that we're going to do this at the end of the session. Please feel free to use the chat. And Stefan, I believe I'm going to hand over to you now. Is that correct?
Yes, please. That will be very nice. So
okay.
We're ready.
Stefan,
just from my side. Yeah. Just from my side. Phil, thank you very much for this very interesting overview.
My pleasure.
A lot of interesting modules, a lot of interesting information, a lot of interesting programs. Thanks for sharing your experience. So, at this point, just let me encourage you again. Please ask your questions, place it in the chat. We will have the chance, of course, to answer and discuss any questions after Stefan's session. And now, thank you, Stefan. Word is to you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Once more, a warm welcome from my side to all the audience. As Sasha said, I'm a consulting manager on pitts. And for today, you can imagine my main workload is to find solutions together with our customers to make the complex way of software development in the modern time much more easier and very comfortable for the development department. And that's what I try to figure out in my next slides. I see ideas coming up in all your minds. I see you thinking about what could I do with my software, with my product into the cloud, and there are very, very large amount of ideas which are now possible with cloud enabling software. And as Phil said, Oracle does not distinguish between the software and the product, either on premise or in the cloud. So the database is the database, no matter if it's on premise or in cloud, and it's the same, and so on. But what we figure out in a couple of projects and a couple of discussions, even with ISVs, there are a couple of enhancements to your software when you're moving to the cloud. These enhancements depend on one hand on the different cost metrics of the cloud products. So we see later on the metrics is not worry about some kind of embedded license or ASFU license. It's just metrics like the amount of space, like traffic, like click rates, and so on. And so we'd like to prepare your software to be very cost sensitive for the cloud environment. And on the other hand, you like to open your software perhaps to your customers, to other vendors, or you try to consolidate different kind of locations into one installation. And so with this, you have to make some changes in your software. Let's start with changes on database side. So if you like to make your database application multi-client enabled, there are a couple of work to do and some situation where we try to optimize your database software. Based on database, whatever we said later on for software development, it relies on what you predefine on your database side, what you do on your database side. So with the simplest way of application development like Apex, there are also ways if you try to consolidate your Apex application and make it multi-client enabled. Very interesting and just proved by Oracle 2 months ago. It's the way you move Oracle Forms application to the cloud. So I have one slide for that of interest later on. And the coolest kid in town for software development in cloud-based, it's ADF right now. So if you think about ADF in the cloud environment, there's a Java Cloud Service ready for you. So what we do for that inside pitts.con is more or less migration from legacy application to ADF to make it cloud enabled. And the most fancy one on cloud is a mobile cloud service. I believe it's no longer than 2 or 3 weeks ago, Oracle released the second release of mobile cloud service with very fancy features for indoor locations, so you can set up some location-based services inside a room, and they extend very cool features for application development like Max, a mobile application accelerator based on mobile cloud services. But let's start in detail and step into what should I do to prepare my database to make them cloud ready. No matter, you can move your database installation one-to-one into the cloud environment and use it as it is on premise. But you will see when you take a look at the cost matrix, there is, depending on the storage and depending on the traffic. So to optimize that, it makes sense to remove all unused objects and unused tables and indices to remove or to reduce the amount of space you need for your database. pitts.con is able to help them, and we will see later on. And on the other hand, all traffic you produce later on between your client and the database, it's the metric for the cost for your cloud environment. So to reduce traffic, it makes sense to bring large DML statements from outside, which produce a large amount of traffic to the database. So you put your business logic inside the database and let the database run all the DML statements. When you think about consolidate different kind of database. Perhaps you have an application and distribute them to different locations, and with cloud you come to the idea it makes sense to move them back into one big installation in cloud base, because then I have only one place to patch my application. I have the availability of Oracle, high performance, the failover scenarios from Oracle Cloud to make them my application available. You have the task to compare databases and create merge scripts. No matter, there are a couple of tools outside to help these features, but pitts.con, I think it's one of the best. If you have multiple clients, you like to roll out the cloud model and to stay on one installation, you have to enhance your data model to allow multi-client access. That seems to be simple in the beginning, to put only an additional column to the most of the table, which is the client identification in, but you have to think about what is my index, or what is the constraints, what are the unique constraints, foreign key constraints, and so on. Pitts can do all of them for you if you try to enable multi-client access to your data model. And last but not least, we provide a couple of tool sets or proof scripts to enable and evaluate a virtual private database that is not only creating the policies and attach the policies to the data, it's also taking care about your query strategy. So wherever you have a select statement with hints inside, or perhaps forms application which using hints inside the block assessment, you have to take care about that. pitts.con is aware of that and can prove if the VPD policies is well defined and can use on top of your database model. So pitts.con support that with a couple of features for making your database cloud ready. You see the unused objects analysis. We run over your complete database and see what is used and what is not used, and so you can kick it out if you don't use it anymore. And on the other hand, you see the analysis of a forms application, where is a large DML statements stored perhaps in a couple of triggers or program units and whatever. When you stay on this installation, your forms will create a lot of traffic which is not necessary to the database. When you move these procedures to database, the forms runs like before, and it's very cost sensitive. Let's start with the first application we can move into cloud. It's Oracle Application Express. It's more or less, I think it's more or less implemented for cloud-based application development and application usage. Oracle Application Express is all web-based, and the first idea you can use inside cloud is multi-tenancy. Phil said it before. You can decide by setting up your cloud environment how you'd like to use it. Inside Oracle Application Express, there's a very good architecture to use multi-tenancy inside Apex itself. So if you have an Oracle database stored in the public cloud service, you can set up a couple of workspaces inside these installations and give access to perhaps different kind of departments inside your company to work with these workspaces. So there's only one installation of Apex, but you have multiple departments creating their own application and deploy them and use them. That's very easy and come out of the box with Oracle Express, Application Express. The second one is, imagine you like to have one application for a couple of clients on your side, but the clients are not allowed to see every item or every page inside your Application Express application. Then the easiest way is to use the event of the post authentication. You can create a little bit like virtual private database, even if Express is using only one public user to connect to the database. But with the post authentication, you can set up policies to allow different access. pitts.con itself come up if you like to hide a couple of items or hide a couple of pages for different clients. With this, there's a best practice in Apex using configuration management, and the easiest way is to use procedures inside the database which are giving back a true or false depending on which client is logged in. And so you have to enhance your application. But if the application is very large and you do a lot of work, it's very hard work to run through each page and put it into the triggers or in events. pitts.con is doing that for you and allow it much more easier way. And the best of pitts.con come up if you just created a couple of Apex application for different clients or locations, and you want to bring them back to one application at the end and put them into the cloud. So you have different versions. pitts.con is able, with the Apex repository, to compare different versions and merge them together in one product to put them into the cloud. Very interesting question raised with the first availability of cloud services. It's put into Grant Ronald's blog. I think it's a very famous guy from the product management, former Oracle Forms, now to the ADF development team. But there's a question, what about Oracle Forms application? There are a lot of Forms applications out now, and each of them runs in the own on-premise environment. And if you sell your application based on Forms to your clients, you can come to the idea to put the environment for your application into the cloud and use only 1 or 2 or 3 cloud environments for your running Oracle Forms application. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Michael Ferrante gave a feedback to that 1 month ago. You can use the infrastructure as a service cloud environment and take your own licensing for Oracle Forms and set up the Forms services in the infrastructure as a cloud service. So imagine you can, if you have 100 of Forms installation outside, you can put it back or bring it back to one installation. And with this, you have to take care about the configuration. And it's more or less easy. You're aware of the Forms web CFG files, where you can define different kind of sectors for your clients. And inside the sector, you can define an environment variable like the Forms path, where the application is try to search for the FMX files. So if you have a common part like master data management, it's common for each of your installation. You could put them together into one location. There's only one FMX existing, what makes your patching and release management much more easier, and provide only those files which are different from your client in separate configuration. To achieve this, you must take care that you are able to compare modules, and that's what a repository like pitts.con is very good for. So you can load different installation inside pitts.con and compare the modules not only for the source like the unit and the triggers, but also for each and every property, and when we can show the difference, and we can merge these objects to bring one product back to you. To allow virtual private database later on, or a couple of new features you like to put in for the different clients, we have very strong search and replace functionalities inside pitts.con. And what I said before, the VPD enhancement is very important. If you take a look at each and every SQL statement or SQL statement and each and every block property to see if it's agreement, if it's fit to your VPD policies. So far to Forms. Now come back to the most of interest cloud service is Java Cloud Service. And the Java Cloud Service itself comes with the WebLogic Server Enterprise Edition license, so you can use the complete feature set of Oracle ADF. And ADF itself it's more or less made for cloud and for multi-client access, because with the very strong metadata service in the backend, you can configure ADF with one installation base and configure it for different client access. So imagine you have one page for perhaps some order entries, and that is the base XML file you see on the left side, and you are able to customize those pages for different industry standards, or at least for different client standards. So if you'd like to change some reorder or rearrangement on the UI, and you can put it for different behavior for the model project itself. So if there is different behaviors, different functionalities inside the page, you can implement it all in one software release, but customize it later on for your customers. So when the customer is logged in, he will get his relevant information. So ADF is made for cloud. So if you start from a legacy application, like perhaps think about Forms application, and you'd like to go at the end to a cloud-ready infrastructure based on ADF, pitts provides two different paths to achieve that. On one side, it's a software skill path. You have to take out your development team, so we provide ADF training. You have to think about the enhancement with the application. It's not only putting a Forms application into an ADF application and doesn't make the same in the same look and feel and the same behavior. You will have new functionalities. So we take care about new user stories and recording existing user stories. We see later on one slide for that. We support your development team while coaching on the ongoing development on ADF. And last but not least, we advise a couple of different ADF architecture, what is the best for your team and your application. On top of these software skills, we provide a couple of for support on your application itself. So if you have a Forms application and like to go with this into the cloud based on ADF, we can start with a very deep analysis of your software and try to clean everything what's not necessary when you go to ADF, and what is worth to hold on, what is worth to save. We can move business logic to DB, and in the latest release also business logic to Java. And at the end, we create an open architecture based on your patterns and try to create a couple of artifacts so you could start very easy in a cloud-ready architecture. This is a topic we can talk about days and days and days, just rough. If you start with ADF, take care about these functionalities. Last but not least, the very or most of interest cloud service is the mobile cloud service. What we heard before with database and Apex and ADF, you can imagine building up an environment on your side to allow all these applications running. But if you think about a mobile cloud or mobile services and think about, oh, what should I do? Should I prevent some Google Store downloads? Should I provide the application on Apple App Store? Or what should I prevent, or what should I provide to allow these applications to run? It's very complicated. It's much more easier to set up a mobile cloud service. So the idea is you have a legacy backend application. In our use case, it's Oracle Forms, but it also can be an ADF application or Apex application and the Oracle Database Cloud. What you have to do is only put the REST service out of the relevant functionalities and the relevant data. If you create the REST service, and by the way, pitts.con is doing that for you, if you provide the REST service, you can use the mobile cloud service to allow each and every mobile device, like an iPad or smartphone or tablet, to access to these data and functionality. So you have an enterprise architecture. You can put them on-premise, or even although these are based on cloud service, and you are able to cloud enable your infrastructure. But I don't think that you like to make all your Forms application cloud ready. It doesn't make sense to have all Forms modules on a tablet. It's more or less either a new functionality coming up with a tablet. You think about, oh, I can now take a picture when I'm outside and load up the picture into my application because it's necessary. Or you can enhance your application with GPS information, small location services. So we talk about new functionalities. Or on the other hand, you have a couple of features inside your Forms application which makes sense to make them mobile. So how could I make this second step? That is where pitts.con is very, very strong. So you start with recording user stories. So you put your application into a state where all what is done with the application, all what is your user made with your application is recorded in the backend. So we know what has happened when the user tried to insert a new order or change an address from the customer or whatever. So we recorded the user story and put these runtime data together with the software. It's all stored in our repository, and we are able to extract the business logic behind these processes and make them able through REST services. And with these REST services, we open these functionality to different kind of layers like SOA, BPO, or on the other hand, mobile cloud services. And so that's the first and very easy step to your mobile cloud ready architecture. How does pitts.con achieve that? Starting with a Forms application, it also could be an Apex or ADF application. Start with the Forms application. We inject the Forms application with some log entries. Wherever a trigger is fired, wherever a unit is called, wherever a database procedure is called, and whatever, we enter a log entry and record these information inside the background. We divide two different kinds of recording ways. One is the silent recording, so you can run your application for days and days and days, and in the background, we only take care about how is your application used. And on the other side, you can record a dedicated process. So it's like recording an old school video recorder, pressing the record button, do something with your application, and press stop again. And this story is recorded in the background. With this, we get a couple of information, very interesting information. One of those information is belonging to risk management or performance tuning. We see what is the most used program units, what are the most used triggers, and so on, and we measure these triggers. That is of interest not only for performance, but later on of your usage inside the cloud, because the mobile cloud service cost metrics based request. How many requests will your client get or set up to the backend? And so if we record for a couple of days or months, we have significant data to be able to calculate an average of usage of these procedures. That's good for. And also, by the way, we get some performance issues. We see where's your application running, what is a good performed program units, what are some not so good used performed program units. So by the way, we can do a little bit for software quality and software performance. So to round up, well, what you see the cloud service we based on is infrastructure, database, Java cloud, and mobile cloud. So that is the most of interest cloud service from Oracle in our opinion or in our mindset. So for database cloud service to make your database cloud ready, you can use pitts.con for reduce the traffic, reduce the storage, and make it multi-client ready. For Apex, we have an own Apex repository, which is good for comparing different Apex releases and bring cross-functionality into each and every Apex application. For Forms itself, we have strong features for comparing Forms application. With search and replace, we can bring back expanded functionality into your Forms application and made them multi-client ready. For ADF, we see most of the project moving from Forms to ADF to allow a couple of features go to the cloud and make the application itself cloud ready. ADF has strong functionality for multi-client access itself, so it's more or less how can I achieve a very good ADF application. And last but not least, we see mobile cloud services. That is, our user story is very, very good for to identify what is the most important part of my application to go mobile, and we can more or less skip them out your existing application and provide them in kind of web services for your mobile devices. So at the end of my presentation, I hope you have an understanding how pitts.con is able to help while you like to bring all your ideas to the Oracle Mobile Cloud. And for the Q&A or some roundups, I'd like to hand over once more to Sascha.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's up on you.
Thank you, Stefan. Thanks. Brilliant. Thanks, Stefan. Thanks, Phil, again for this very interesting insight. I'm pretty confident that our attendees realize these potential benefits for the project requirements as well. A lot of stuff, a lot of information, a lot of good programs. Of course, Q&A session is opened. I'm a little bit anxious as we are running out of time because we have such a lot of interesting stuff. Probably, Stefan, if you see any questions here, I haven't had the question chat. Do you see that?
Yeah, I just pick up a question about license.
Yeah, do that, please.
For cloud. Yes, I think it's very complicated. It's a huge amount of a large PDF document for the mobile for the cloud services. The best is I think we could solve these problems or answer the questions in a mail after that. So if there are specific questions, the license module itself it's very huge, but we can skip through that with the one who's interested.
Okay. I see there's one question about Forms to cloud, but this is something that you've discussed already. Or,
yeah.
Okay.
So for Forms, it's just based on the infrastructure services. If you can choose the infrastructure as a service offer from Oracle and install everything you want. We talk about Glassfish, we talk about Forms and WebLogic Server and so on. The only thing you have to take care about is bringing your own license for the infrastructure. If you have a Forms license available, you can put it into the cloud.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Looking at my watch. So for any question that might come up, please feel free to contact us, mail us. You can find this webinar. It's a recorded version available on our YouTube channel. Would be happy if you subscribe here, so there are all latest information, webinars, movies, so functional descriptions, a lot of stuff, very interesting. I think it's worth to subscribe here. So just to point out to a couple of events, webinars. So well, today, lift application into the cloud. It's so far finished. I would like to point out next one, June 15th. Would be happy to welcome you here, talking about how to migrate Oracle Forms ADF Apex or any other technology. It's the second part of a couple of sessions we started earlier this year. There will be a part 3 already in the second half year, so we're just scheduling new webinars, new events, an on-site event when you're in UK, when you're in Glasgow. Meet us at the Scottish Oracle User Group. Would be happy to meet you in person. On the other hand, don't hesitate for any further questions, contact my colleagues here, Jason Mara, directly to Pitts Americas at jmara@pitsamerica.com, or if you're located in UK or in other regions globally, would be happy to answer your questions. Come back to my colleague David Brown, dbrown@pitss.com, or directly to me at ssander@pitss.com. So from my side, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Phil. Thank you very much, Stefan.